Do we really need only one sex? Nowadays, it's pretty evident that we feel the need to categorize people by the only two recognized social markers, male or female. Yet, for a long time, this was not the case. Before the advent of Christianity and European colonialism, the existence of a third gender was accepted in almost all cultures. For example, the shte in ancient Egypt, the pandaka in Buddhist texts, or the androgynous in ancient Greece. It was only during the Middle Ages that people started to feel the need to assign one and only one gender to everyone at birth. Nevertheless, at the beginning of the last decade, more and more young people, especially Gen Z, started not to identify with either gender. The idea of gender as a fluid and adaptable social construct is called gender fluidity. Such a radical change influences society in all respects, particularly in this case the linguistic one. On the 3rd of January 2020, the American Dialect Society voted for my pronouns as the word of the year 2019 and for singular they as the word of the decade. Singular they is the pronoun generally used by non-binary people, since it does not specify the gender of the person being referred to. Although they is normally a plural pronoun in English, its use in the singular is grammatically correct and dates back to the 1300s. It is used when we do not know or do not want to specify the gender of the person we are talking about. For example, in the sentence, if someone calls, tell them I'm not home. This new use of the pronoun they, however, has been criticized over time, since people struggle to understand how an individual can be neither male nor female, based on the fact that biological sex and gender must necessarily coincide, when this is not the case, since, as already mentioned, gender is a variable construct in time and space. Singular they as a genderless pronoun is not only now widely used by all those people who do not strictly identify with the categories of male and female, but has also been accepted in the guidelines of the American Psychological Association and in several American university protocols. Respecting a person's pronouns is of fundamental importance, and for this reason it can be useful to communicate one's own set of pronouns to put our interlocutor at ease. However, Italian is a language based on two genders, masculine and feminine. We decline nouns, adjectives, pronouns, and past participles through gender. For this reason, imagining a universe in which gender is fluid in Italian is more difficult than in genderless languages. Among the solutions proposed to make the Italian language more inclusive, at least in writing, we find the use of the asterisk or the snail instead of the ending. This solution not only puts non-binary people at ease, but also solves the problem of sexism in the Italian language, which, when referring to a diverse group of people, always makes the masculine prevail linguistically. From the point of view of the spoken language, however, there are more problems, since solutions such as the asterisk or the snail, since they do not represent a phonetic sound, would only truncate words. One of the solutions proposed is the schwa, a phonetic sound similar to a closed e, which is increasingly used in writing, but has not yet made its way into oral language. As far as pronouns are concerned, the use of the literal translation of they, loro, would not solve the problem that all the other parts of speech have a gender in Italian. Language is the mirror of the society in which it's spoken, and it cannot be separated from it. It will be a natural process to find a solution that allows non-binary people to be respected and put at ease. One could resort to loan words directly from English. Actually, when it comes to pronouns, Gen Z already uses English ones in their social media's bios. That is why I do not think it is so unlikely that the solution to the problem could lie in the countries where it originated, the English-speaking ones. Of course, the choice would be criticized by the purists of the Italian language, but changes do not have to be approved by anyone. They just happen, starting with a few people, and then spreading uninterruptedly among society. The issue of inclusive language is very close to my heart, being primarily a feminist and a member of the LGBTQ+ community, and firmly believing that there is nothing more important for human beings than to be heard, respected, but most importantly seen, whether they are male, female, or neither.